I wish there was some sort of event that will connect students at GVC to employers, something that will help me network and will help me build my career. I'm just thinking, I wish that would happen in this college. It would be so much better than, and then we can you know connect with employers. We'll see employees and get information. That would be pretty cool.
Okay, so this project falls under the project selection model of competitive necessity because it'll help give George Brown College an upper hand in the market of post-secondary institutions. This event will help attract new students as well as improve George Brown's reputation, bring in income, and also strengthen the relationship with industry partners. Although this mixer has the potential to bring an influx of cash flow to the college in many forms such as investments, donations, and sponsorships, generating revenue is not its sole or main purpose. The event's main purpose is mainly to increase student satisfaction as well as performance and the overall reputation of George Brown College. By giving recognition to its top performers and strengthening relationships with industry partners. A lot of this world, especially the business one, revolves around it's not what you know, but who you know. By offering this event, they will be enabling the students to connect with their future dream employers by motivating them to perform their best all school year long, with the potential award hanging in front of them in the form of opening doors to their future career. The event will also allow students the opportunity to develop and/or sharpen their networking skills amongst their peers, as well as connecting with someone that could possibly provide them a summer internship, co-op, or future joint effort. All things that can only enhance the college's image as well as reputation. This networking event would be one of a kind for George Brown College. The college does currently have a networking event, however, it is limited to students in graduation studies or in their last year. This event differs because it would be a chance for students in their second to fourth years to network. This could be amongst themselves, professors, college alumni, or future employers, with an environment that they are familiar in before heading off to co-op or graduating. This event will not only be a place for students to network, but it'll also be for professors to showcase their work and ability.
Oh, and just wait a quick second. Don't forget to touch on profitability. How about we give the class a nice equation?
Another model that further proves the benefit of this project is the average rate of return. The average annual profit is $1,975,000, whereas the fixed investment is $25,000. So for every dollar spent, the college can expect to earn $79. A return in higher enrollment, as well as sponsors and investments.
Our project management team is currently in the works of developing a rare and unique mixer, unlike what other mixers that are held by other universities and colleges. Ours won't feel as kind of like a corporate setting, not much like an interview setting. It's more of an informal, formal event in the sense that the top 8 students from their respective business program will be invited based on their overall GPA of their second and fourth year, along with the top 20 students nominated by faculty, and the criteria, unlike the GPA, will be based on their student participation in extracurricular activities or student clubs, and they can also be invited to the event. So at this rare and unique event, you will have the opportunity to network with executives from industry leaders, business entrepreneurs, and alumni who've had experience with their field placement, co-op work, and you'll get a first-hand approach of what that entails in a really casual setting without having to feel overwhelmed, but it's more of a welcoming type of environment, and profs will be there, industry leaders, and corporate executives, and you'll have the chance to ask them personally what it is that you need to successfully move on with your career path and the skills needed to execute your plan. So here's a quick rundown of the key milestone dates for our event, starting with event approval from November 2nd, 2018, and it moves all the way down to food and drinks, being finalized November 22nd, 2018 and February 6th, 2019. And like I said, this event is really more of a really welcoming atmosphere for the students to really get their feet wet and network and socialize with alumni and corporate executives. Awards will be given out as well, and that's kind of like a nice fun element to really celebrate those students.
So I'm going to talk about the budget today. So our estimated budget for our project is $25,000. This budget includes 5 $1,000 scholarships that we'll be giving to each top performer the day of the event. It also has a budget for trophies and other awards, the front of house staff, the wait staff, the bartenders, the buses, etc. The catering company, which is exciting because it's actually culinary students from George Brown College who will be catering our event. Obviously, we want to do everything through the college and make the college well represented at our event. We also have something called an ICE fund. It's kind of like a cushion, which is $4,000. This is money that we're not really interested in spending. It's just there in case of emergency, in case any unexpected costs arise. Just to make sure, it's kind of our safety blanket, just to make sure that everything goes smoothly the day of the event. So roughly the college is looking at spending $15,000 or less, which is including the ICE fund, so it would be minus the $4,000. And just to reiterate what Hannah said, this event is going to help improve the college's reputation, first and foremost, and that's really big. So it's going to showcase the top up-and-coming performers and the top students at George Brown College who are going to end up being out there in the industry, becoming the industry leaders, which looks good on the college. It also helps track the attention of the future students at George Brown College, the current students who want to strive to do better in their academics.
Wow.
As well as, yeah, right? As well as any kind of alumni that graduated at George Brown, just to say like, hey, I went to this school and look all the good things they're doing. And more importantly, the businesses that want to invest in George Brown, whether that's through scholarships or whatever the case may be. There is a $10,000 monetary donation that we are accepting from the businesses at our event. And this is just to go towards scholarships for George Brown students in the future. And that is something that is not included in our budget
Great.
as well.
And so finally, I'm going to be talking about a few of the risks that we've planned for in order for the event to run as smoothly as possible. So it's important that the MC doesn't call someone's name who isn't there, because once their name is called and no one goes up on stage to accept the award, then it doesn't reflect nicely on the awards, because someone who won something didn't value it enough to come in and actually receive it, or they had some kind of personal issue, couldn't come. So to prevent that kind of risk, we would just have an attendance at the door that we could cross-reference before the awards start. In that case, we'd be able to tell before we start announcing awards if the award receivers are actually in the building or not. And so another risk that we would want to tackle would be a risk of the people who are attending the event not actually intermingling with each other. So if the students just stick with the students, professors, business owners just talk amongst themselves, and there's not actual a mix between the students and these business owners. So that's a huge risk, because that's the whole point of the mixer. It might be kind of hard to break that ice. And so our way to combat this kind of risk is to have seating arrangements for the event. So we'll know who's coming because we sent out RSVPs, and then we'll know the attendance when people actually show up, and then we can seat people accordingly so that people are kind of forced to talk with each other. So our final risk is the potential for our project to go over budget. And so we've done a lot of hard work with our budget, figuring out how much we need, and we also gave ourselves a little buffer in case we do go over. And so the risk of going over budget, in order to help prevent that, would just be that plan that we already had in the budget. because when we're presenting the project to the appropriate stakeholders, it's going to look a lot better when the project's over, when we come under budget, because we have that buffer.